students. I hope you all are well. Today we start a new chapter, air and noise pollution. So the first one is the air pollution. Air pollution may be described as the contamination of the atmosphere by gases, liquid, solid waste or byproduct that are harmful to the human and the other organism in our environment, which may be react with the other materials. They reduce the visibility and they also produce some undesirable odors. So we can say the air pollution is the contamination of the atmosphere by any other gaseous, liquid or particulate matter which are producing harmful effect on the human being and the other organisms. According to the Ohio Environmental Protection Agency, the definition of air pollutant or contaminant is based on their concentration of these chemicals which are present in the environment, and these pollutant or air contaminant are the particulate matter, any dust, it may be any fumes, gas, mist, smoke, vapor or odorous substances which produce some bad smell, or their combination of these different materials. So the air contaminant or air pollutant may be any of these material, and if the concentration of these material which are present in our environment is greater than the its initial normal concentration, then these material are act as air pollutant. So the concentration of a chemical is above the concentration of the chemical normally present in the air, then it is called as air pollutants. These air pollutants cause the damage to the targets in the environment, mean its target may be animals, plants or human being or any other thing. So an air pollutant are any physical, chemical or biological or radioactive material which are uh, undesirable for the breathing of organisms. They have very wide variety and the range. Among these pollutants, some are originated from the natural sources such as the volcanoes, coniferous forest, hot springs, and the effect of the pollution is very small from the natural resources, but the anthropogenic sources has main and major contribution toward the air pollution. The air pollution caused by the industrial sources, power plants, heat generation, waste disposal, and the operation of the internal combustion of engines have main effect or main contributor of these air pollutants, and among them the fuel combustion is the larger contribution to the air pollutant emission, which is caused by man. So it is called as the man-made activities or the anthropogenic activities. This air pollution problem is encountered by the outdoor or indoor pollutants. Or indoor pollutant means they are originated by the radon, volatile organic compounds, formaldehyde, biological contamination, and combustion by byproducts such as the carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrocarbon, nitrogen dioxide, and the particulate matter. And the other main contributors of the outdoor air pollution are the sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, nitrogen oxide, ozone, total suspended particulate matter, lead, carbon dioxide, and the toxic pollutant. Indoor air pollution mean the when the pollution is created by our near environment, and the outdoor pollution mean when they are originated from the different industries of different factories or from other areas of the from us. So they have different type of pollutant present in them. The most polluted areas in the US are the Los Angeles, New York City, and the Chicago of the US. And in these United States, in the 1950s, they, there is a great attention toward the pollution regulation of these pollution. The conventional pollutant due to the automobile emissions and the smokes uh, get the attention in the late 60s and 70s, but there are some other toxic materials which are invisible, means some gases or colorless, odorless gases, or some other pollutant which are called as invisible emission of toxic pollutants, but also they were recognized in the 70s. So from the 1950s, there a lot of the technology is required to is required to maintain these pollutant and to prevent these pollutant, or with the regulation of the simple mean particulate matter pollutant. The gaseous emission is also controlling these days, and in the developed world or developed countries, there is a large regulation present for these controlling of these pollutants, but their risks are also present in there and in the less developed countries. Next is the classification of the air pollutants. These air pollutants can be divided into different classes on the basis of their chemical composition, mean they may be organic in nature or they may be inorganic in nature. The organic pollutants such as hydrocarbon, aldehyde, ketone, amines, and alcohols, and the inorganic pollutant include carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and halogen compounds. These air pollutants can also be classified on the basis of their origin, mean they are primary pollutant or they may be secondary pollutants. Pollutants that are emitted directly into the air from pollution source are termed as the primary pollutants. These include carbon dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, and hydrocarbon. These secondary pollutants are formed when the primary pollutant undergo chemical reaction, chemical or photochemical changes in the atmosphere. Sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, sulfate, nitrate, aldehyde, ozone are the some example of these secondary pollutants. You also know previously that secondary pollutants are formed by the reaction of the primary pollutant with the other pollutants. The main example is the smoke, which is formed by the nitrate, sulfate, or nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxides. Next classification is based on the state of the matter. Either the pollutant are gaseous, either the pollutant are liquid or the solid. So the gaseous pollutant which get mixed with the air and do not normally settle down, they remain in the gaseous form. And the second type is the particulate pollutant, consists of finely divided solid or liquid and often exist in the colloidal state as aerosols. So now we discuss the organic air pollutant and their effect very briefly. These organic pollutants have very strong effect on the atmospheric quality, and these organic pollutants may be divided into two major types. First one, which have the direct effect, and this has our direct pollutant, primary pollutants, which we call, and the second one are the secondary pollutants. The first consists of the direct effect, such as cancer is caused by the exposure of the vinyl chloride, mean directly these pollutants are affected uh, to the environment. And the second one is the formation of this secondary pollutant, especially the photochemical smoke, Both have their importance uh, in our environment. So in localized situation or localized environment, the indoor pollutants or their direct effect is more important, but in the other uh, outdoor application, this candy pollutant have major contribution. These organic contamination can be removed from the atmosphere by different route, by different reactions. These include the dissolution of the precipitation, mean and they can be dissolved in the water droplets and come to the earth by rain, which is the dissolution in the precipitation, or sometimes dry deposition or photochemical reactions and formation of an incorporation into the particulate matter, mean reaction with the other materials and uptake by the different plant materials. The reaction of the organic atmospheric contaminant are particularly important in determining their manner and the rate of loss from the atmosphere, mean how they are lost, and depend upon the reaction of these organic pollutant in the environment. Mean the trees are also act as a filter of these organic contaminants from the air, mean how they filter actually the surface of their leaves, which act as a cuticle layer, and these cuticle layer are mostly prepared of the lipids and proteins. So these are lipophilic, mean they have attraction toward the organic compounds, so they absorb them, or they remove in this way they remove these contaminant from the atmosphere. The forest trees present a large surface area to the atmosphere and are particularly important in filtering these organic contamination from the air. The forest trees and plant contact the atmosphere through the plant cuticle layer, the biopolymer skin of the leaf, mean upper layer of the leaves, and the needle of the plants. The cuticle layer is lyophilic, meaning it has a particular affinity for the organic substances, including those are the and are in atmosphere. So the cuticle layer attach or absorb these organic pollutants, which are easily removed from the environment. There are different sources of these organic pollutant. Some are the natural sources or natural contributor, and some are the anthropogenic sources. The natural sources are the most important contributor of the organic in the atmosphere, and the hydrocarbons generated and released by the human activities have very less contribution, which is the 1 by 7th of the total hydrocarbon in the atmosphere. So the main contributor of the organic hydrocarbons are the natural sources, and very less contribution is from the human activities or from anthropogenic activities, because the main source of these organic hydrocarbon are the natural sources, mean the large quantity of first one is the methane, which is produced by the anaerobic bacteria in the decomposition of the organic matter in the water, mean anaerobic bacteria convert the organic matter into different compound and produce methane, which is the large contribution of the organic pollutant from the water, sediments, and soil. Similarly, pollutant emission from the domestic animal arising from the bacterial decomposition of food in their digestive tract. Similarly, this when the food is decomposed by the bacteria in the digestive tract of the animal, they also pollute, they also produce different emission, and about 85 million metric ton of methane is produced in this way in every year. In anaerobic condition, the rice field also produce large amount of the methane. Anaerobic condition mean when there is a less oxygen in the environment. So the anaerobic condition, the rice field also produce almost 100 million metric ton of the methane every year. Similarly, methane is also present in the natural environment, which is it is present in the level of about 1.4 parts per million in the troposphere. These organic hydrocarbon can be originated from the living source, which are called the biogenic hydrocarbons. Some vegetation is the most important natural source of these biogenic compound. It may produce methane or some other non-methane methane hydrocarbons, which were mostly the total of 367 different compounds are released into the atmosphere from the vegetation sources or mean biogenic resources. Some of these organic pollutants are produced from the microorganism, forest fire, animal waste, and volcanoes. One example of these biogenic resources, one example of these organic pollutant is which is produced by the plant is this ethylene, and this ethylene act as the messenger species or act as the plant regulating hormones, so it is helpful for the growth of these plant also. Some other pollutant which are emitted from the plants are called as terpene. Actually, these constitute the large class of the organic compound found in essential oil. The oil which we extract from the different plants, they contain the terpenes, and these essential oils are obtained from by plants by the steam distillation process, in which steam distillation the different substances are separate on their basis of their boiling points. Some other compound which are produced by plants are the esters, and these esters are cause some fragrance in these plant materials. So we study a different type of the pollutant hydrocarbons, which may be alkane, alkene, alkynes, or other aromatic hydrocarbons. So these are the these are produced by the widespread use in the fuels. Mean these hydrocarbons are produced by the combustion of the fuel petroleum product, which are usually the gasolines, and they by some other anthropogenic activities they are also produced. These may be produced by these hydrocarbon may be directly produced, or they can be reacted by the other hydrocarbons, and by other material or other byproducts to produce some other hydrocarbons. So these hydrocarbon can be directly produced by combustion of the fuels, or by these can be produced by the reaction of the other byproducts. So in this way they can produce saturated hydrocarbons, or they can produce unsaturated hydrocarbons. When they are produced directly from the hydrocarbon sources, they produce about 15% of reactive hydrocarbons. So reactive hydrocarbon mean which are the unsaturated, then they are more reactive as compared to the saturated hydrocarbon. When these hydrocarbons are produced by the incomplete combustion of the gasoline, then they produce more reactive hydrocarbons. So the hydrocarbon produced in automobile exhausts are only about 1/3 of among them 1/3 are the alkanes. Mean less amount is produced by the is the saturated alkanes, and the remaining amount is divided into the most reactive alkenes and aromatic hydrocarbon. And you know the alkenes and aromatic hydrocarbon are unsaturated, and they are more reactive than the alkanes. So the hydrocarbons, pollutant hydrocarbons may be originated from the natural sources or more mainly from the anthropogenic activities, and if they are produced directly from the hydrocarbon sources, they produce less reactive hydrocarbon, and if they produce by the uh, other ways or by other byproducts of the hydrocarbons, then they produce more reactive substances, more reactive hydrocarbons. So the first one is the alkane, which is the stable hydrocarbon in the atmosphere. It may contain the straight chain or branch chain hydrocarbons. The straight chain alkane consists of 1 to 30 carbon atoms, and the branch chain alkane consists of 6 and less than 6 carbon atom, which are present in the polluted air. Those hydrocarbon which has the higher vapor pressure, then they are present in the form of gases. As the carbon number or carbon atom increase, then their molecular size in increase, they are converted into liquid and solid. So because of their high vapor pressure, the alkane with the 6 or less carbon are normally present in the gas form of gases, and those alkane which have this at carbon atom is greater than 20, they are present in the aerosol or absorbed to the atmospheric particles. Mean they are mostly present in the form of solid particulate matters. And the alkane which are in between 6 and 20, they are also present either in the form of vapors or either in the form of particulate matter. Next is the alkene, which are the unsaturated hydrocarbons.